Boom, schnock, knock, boom. Give some awesomeness today. Start your day with a smile. It's Chris here, presenting the daily news. It ain't no news. This is a life momentum change for me. Giving awesomeness, presenting goodness. That's what I do. That's what we all should do. So, today let's start in prayer, please. So, God, thank you for being able to give off more than greatness, more than goodness, awesomeness, Lord. We ask that you continue pushing us in the right direction. We want to invite you into our day, Lord. We want to ask that you give us strength, power, and somewhat of control over how our life is depicted today, Lord. And we just ask that your will is implemented in our lives. And we thank you for all these blessings. In your name, amen. So here we go. Holla out to my one viewer. So, the 16th, December 16th, our our awesome responsibility to ourselves, to our children, and to the future is to create ourselves in the image of goodness, because the future depends on the nobility of our imaginings. The world we live in depends on the responsibility contributions each of us makes. And this world is just as good as our many talents we commit ourselves to developing and offering. None of us is without obligation to offer our best to our family, friends, or strangers. If our hope is to live in a good world, the world can only be as good as each of us makes it. Individually and collectively, our power to mold the outer circumstances of our lives is profound. Our personal responses to one another and our reactions to events that touch us combine with the actions of others to create a changed environment that affects us. No action, no thought goes unnoticed, unfelt in this interdependent system of humanity. We share this universe. We are the force behind all that universe offers. Whether I acknowledge the depth of my contribution is irrelevant. It is still profound and making an impact every moment and eternally. Good news. If I want to change the world, I start with me. That's great news if you ask me. The world we live in depends on responsible contributions each of us makes. This is my contribution. My contribution to the world is staying clean and sober so that someone else might see and prosper from what I'm doing. I must stay clean and sober or I have no future. This world is just as good as many talents we commit to ourselves to developing and offering. Thinking about what I can do, how I can help, or what I can change, that is what I develop each and every day. I think of what I can do, where I can go, how I can be service, how I can do the next right thing for the next suffering person in the world. Not just alcoholics and addicts, but anyone suffering from the disease of mind abuse. I call that mind abuse because my mind will abuse me sometimes. Individually and collectively, our power to mold circumstances of our lives is profound. Well, that basically means to me that it is unbelievable that uh, where I'm thinking is where I'm going. If I'm thinking correctly, if I'm thinking goodness, I'm gonna go good. If I'm thinking crappy, I'm probably gonna have a crappy time or a crappy day. Collectively, our power to mold the outer circumstances of our lives is profound. Our personal responses to one another and our reactions to events that touch us. You know, the more that I get into this goodness of reactions, this goodness of thinking, this goodness of doing, the better my reaction time becomes to controversial circumstances moment to moment. I have controversial things that happen. It's most of the time it's on an instance, and when they happen, the hope is that reactively I respond with goodness. Sometimes, a lot of times, I don't. And usually in them times, I just shut down and become quiet because sometimes that's the best answer. Uh, I know the way I've been taught and the way I've learned through my life is that you push me, I push you back. You punch me, I'll punch you back. Today it's not about that. Today you push me, well, we're not gonna go to the physical sense, but today if you abuse me with your words or you brush me or just things of that nature that people do, today my reaction is not to lash out most of the time. It's to stop, pause, and then respond. You know, they taught us in school about fires. I'm sure everybody knows how, if they get on fire, what they should do. Stop, drop, and roll. Yes, I've been on fire before, and that's another story. But I was on fire. I was engulfed in flames from diesel from a smudge pot. And the first thing I thought about was to stop, drop, and roll. Why? Because that was instilled into me as a kid and growing up. Yeah, in those things that we instill in and we teach ourselves and we put in our minds, they stick with us. And so, since I've been taught how to stop, drop, and roll, now I can think about that in the aspect of success today. And I can say, when my mind is on fire, today I need to stop, pause, and then respond. I need to stop. I need to pause long enough to think of a good solution or a good reaction, and then I need to respond. That is how I look at things today. No action, no thought goes unnoticed, unfelt in this interdependent system of humanity. We share this universe. We're the force behind all the universe offers. This universe will offer nothing but self pity, discontent, and anger if that's all that I give off. I can only control the world by my actions of the day. I realize that, I know that. And if I can control my reactions, my reaction times, and point them in goodness, then I can then I can then I can help point other people in that same direction by witnessing to them my experience, strength, and hope. That is the goal. Whether I acknowledge the depth of my contribution is irrelevant. It is still profound and making an impact every moment, eternally. I change my life, I change your life, we change all of our lives together. We are helping eternity be better. We're helping the world move forward. We're not stepping back. A lot of things that we hear on the news today are just about tearing the world down, or somebody, making tearing the world down sound like it's a good thing that they're doing for the world. Is it my responsibility to change that or influence that? It is kind of, because if I continue being kind, generous, and joyful, I will change the outcome of that. We may not be able to change what governments and societies are doing, but we can change ourselves. I can change myself today, which reflects on to someone else changing. One viewer viewing this morning, you might have a better day today because you started your day with a smile. So today, let's give off some awesomeness. And if you're watching right now, smash that like button. If we give off awesomeness today, then that's what we're going to expect of the world, and that's what the world will become. That is my belief. So listen, thank you. So listen, guys, if you like what you hear and you want to hear more of what I got to say, just smash that like button and subscribe today. I'm Chris. I'm an alcoholic, 11, 19, 12, and cashing out. Have a good day, guys.